Crew, you gonna look pretty, buddy? Huh? You gonna look pretty? Whoa. What are you gonna do with all that material?
I don't know.
You can make something out of that.
It's a lot of it.
Make like a crew hat or something?
A crew fro. He didn't like his crew fro.
Good morning, everyone. You're watching the Green Dream Project. Jim here. And Jessica. We're really excited because today we are going to plant our first trees. Yay! What? We're hoping that we're going to have a lot more in the future, but this is our first two. And we want to finally take advantage of our greywater basins because we've been filling this thing with water, but so far all we've been watering is just weeds. So we're going to plant our first two trees out here, and then we'll explain exactly why we've chosen those particular trees. So let's get started, huh?
The plant nursery gave us these fertilizer tabs. They're slow release, they're supposed to last about 2 years. So we're putting several in as we plant the tree. And it's supposed to give it a good start.
Now what is it that you're doing there, Pete?
I'm mixing the mulch and dirt together so that when we put it in there, there's a little bit of mulch and it's just not all dirt. There'll be a little more aeration, right?
Yeah.
Why do you want the mulch mixed with that dirt?
I guess I kind of almost make like a potting mix that to make it easier for the roots to get established, give it some air, and
plus it also it might also make for a slower absorption of those nutrient tablets, right? Because it'll lock up some of those nutrients inside the mulch.
yeah, and plus it'll hold a little more water.
Numerous reasons, huh?
Should I dump it?
Yeah, go for it. Let's just do it. So I put together a little mixture of mycorrhizal fungi in it's a concentrated formula. I put it into this gallon of water, and then we're going to spread a little bit of that into the root zone to help with the growth. So the mycorrhizal fungi, it'll work for just most any trees, plants in your garden. Always a good idea to get that around to the root zone. There's very few plants where the mycorrhizal fungi actually won't help. Well, these are our first 2 trees that we planted here on the land. This one right here is a Texas honey mesquite. What's the other one?
Desert willow.
As you can see, we've when we planted this, we planted it with a mixture of, with a soil mulch mixture. We also added that plant food, which was kind of a decision, kind of last minute, recommended by the people who sold us the tree. We also added the mycorrhizal fungi, which is definitely something you want to add to trees or your garden, and that will help the plant roots take up some of the nutrients that might otherwise not be available to them without the fungi present.
And if you notice the red caps next to the trunk, that is, those are some homemade Oya pots that we made, like this one. It's just 2 terracotta flower pots glued together. There's a hole in one end, and this is just to cap it off to prevent dirt and debris from getting in. But put it there just to, in case we need to add a little water to help get the tree established.
Especially during those first couple weeks, right?
Yeah. And the Oya pots will help kind of slowly release the water, and the roots can kind of start to come towards that water source. It's a more efficient way of watering.
This is why we chose these trees. We wanted to go with native species over like, let's say, fruit trees. A lot of people might grow the fruit trees right away in their basins, but we didn't want to do that.
Yeah, and these trees will act, since they are better suited to this region, they're going to be a little more hardy, and they can be a support species for when we start adding more plants, and they'll provide some shade. And you know, in the case of this mesquite tree, it's nitrogen fixing.
Exactly. We thought multifunctional. Not only are these trees still edible, they're still they'll provide the shade, nitrogen fixing. It's basically gonna help start our support structure for when we start our garden.
So I found out the desert willow is not nitrogen fixing, but it's deciduous. So it's gonna lose its leaves in the winter, which means just more mulch for our mulch basin.
Yep. So these trees will help actually create its own mulch. So this one will deliver nitrogen to the surrounding area, and and then in the winter time, it'll lose the leaves, which means, like, in the summer it'll provide shade, and in the winter it'll lose the leaves. So then you'll get that solar heat, passive solar gain in the winter. You'll get that extra light, extra heat.
And before we even planted them, we saw some little birds landing in them. So it's going to provide habitat for the wildlife out here.
Already going to provide habitat. And when those birds land on the trees, it'll spread their manure, help further giving nutrients to the trees. Well, this is it. We were so excited. Our first 2 trees out here. The first 2 of probably many, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks everyone for watching. We're excited. I hope you gained something from this. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe, because you got to see what's going on out here. It's bustling now. And don't forget to share it with your friends.
And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for little extra tidbits that we like to share.
Absolutely. It's getting exciting. Thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you on the next video. Bye.